graphing lines using charts. So this is how we're going to first start out to graph our lines. And then we're going to get to another method that's going to be a little bit more efficient than using our chart. So if I want to graph the line y equals negative 5x plus 2, I'm going to start out with the chart, and I'm going to have some x values that I've already put into your x column. I've got negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. In the center here is where I'm going to do my calculations. And then I'm going to come out with a y value, and then I'm going to make it a coordinate, meaning an x paired with a y with parentheses around it separated by a comma. So negative 5, well, what if x is negative 1 plus 2? Negative 5 times negative 1 is 5 plus 2 is going to give me, sorry, I'm just looking at, oh, I got a different column set, that's okay. So negative 5 times negative 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. So it's negative 1 is my x, and I just came out with a 7. Well, what about if I have 0? 0 plus 2. So negative 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Guys, use your calculator if you need to. So what is the coordinate here? 0, 2. So let's put it in parentheses, separated by a comma. We're starting to gather some points, so we're going to be able to plot a nice looking line. Next one, negative 5 times 1 plus 2. So negative 5 plus 2 is going to be negative 3, and that coordinate is going to be 1, negative 3. And then this last one, do the same thing, negative 5 times 2 plus 2. So that's negative 10 plus 2, which should give me negative 8, and that's going to be 2, negative 8. So now let's graph those 4 points. So negative 1, 7. I'm going to plot that. 0, 2. So I start right at my center always, and then I'm going to go up 2, because remember it's x comma y. And then 1, negative 3, I'm going to go right 1 and down 3. And then the last point, I'm going to go right 2 and down 8. So I've got 4 points here, and now I'm going to take a straight edge. Okay, get a ruler out, and let's graph this line. Connect those points as neatly as you can. Okay, I'm going to have to shift mine a little bit. I have a little bit of a limitation here with my smart board. Here we go. And make sure that you have arrows on either ends. Extend beyond the points that you've plotted. And then we also have to put a label on it. We're going to put that initial equation somewhere on our line. So a couple things that you need to remember. You need to use a straight edge or a ruler. You need to put arrows on the ends of your line, and then you also need to finish it out with the label or the equation. Okay. Well, let's go down to number 3. This next one isn't as nice and neat as this first one. So what have we been practicing? We've been practicing taking equations and solving them for y, meaning getting y all by itself in order for us to graph it. Because if we've got to fill in what this y is equal to, we've got to take our equation and get y by itself. So we have to isolate y. So how do I start to isolate y? Well, I need to subtract 3x from both sides, and then I'm left with negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 16. And to continue to get y all by itself, I've got to divide everything by that negative 4. Now I've got y by itself. What is negative divided by a negative? That's going to be a positive 3/4 x. And then 16 divided by negative 4 is going to be minus 4. Okay? So what I'm going to put here at the center spot is what I have just gotten from isolating y. Now I've got to pick some points because I didn't pick any points. I didn't give those to you. So always pick 0. Okay, 0 is going to be super easy. And now, because we have this fraction here, this 3/4, to make our life easy for us, because we have 3/4 as that number that we're going to multiply by x, you want to pick multiples of the denominator to make your life a little easier, so we'll end up with some nice numbers in the end, not any fractions. So what do I mean by multiples of 4? Okay, multiples of 4, I could pick 4, I could pick 8, and then we could pick the negatives of those numbers as well. I could pick -4 and -8. Okay, so now let's see. We've got those 4 points, so let's put those down our list. And I don't have them in any particular order, and that's okay. So 0, why do we pick 0? Because 0 is the easiest number to work with. Because with 0 times anything, it's 0. So if you need to enter this into your calculator, go right ahead and do so. Okay, whoops, I don't know why that just erased me. There we go. And that should give you -4. So your point, or your coordinate, is 0, -4. Now the next thing we chose was 4. So what does this do for us? So go right ahead and enter that into your calculator, and you should end up with a nice, neat integer. So 3/4 times 4 minus 4 should give you -1. So my point here is 4, -1. Now let's do it again. 3/4 times 8 minus 4. Go ahead and enter that into your calculator. Okay? And you should, I'm doing these all in my head right now, so that should give me 2. So my point is 8, 2. And if by chance I make a mistake in my head when I start to graph these, we'll see the mistake, and you'll see what I mean if I make a mistake. I'm hoping I don't. You keep an eye out. 3/4 times -4 minus 4. Let me kind of squeeze that a little bit so it stays neat. There we go. Okay. So again, enter that into your calculator, just as you see it, to get your integer. And let's see, that's going to give you -7. So my point is -4, -7. And then let's do this last one. 3/4 times 8 minus 4. And I'm going to shrink it so it fits nice and neat. That's definitely one of the benefits of using the smartboard. And I can move some things around. And enter that into your calculator, just as you see it. So we should end up with 2. So that point is -8, 2. So now let's go and plot these 5 points. So my first point is 0, -4. And then it's 4, 1, so I'm going to go right 4 and down 1. Then it's 8, 2, 8, and up 2. And then the next one is -4, -7. Let me do that one right. I mean, no, I'm okay. I think I'm all right. Let's see. If my point is way out of whack, I made a mistake. -4, holy cow, it's all right. Last one, -8, so I go left 8, and that one looks a little bit out of whack, so I'm going to question myself. negative 8, 2, and some of you are probably screaming right now, it's this. I'm going to pause because I need to find my mistake, and I will be back. I found it. I'm sure you guys were yelling at your computer screen because you guys saw it probably right after I wrote it. So let's backtrack here. What did I do? I didn't substitute a negative 8 in. So that's my problem. See what happens? It's okay to catch your, as long as you catch your mistakes. I knew something was up. I'm going to move that down so you can see it better. So 3/4 times negative 8 minus 4. And let's shrink it up a little bit. Okay, so we end up with negative 6, negative 4, negative 10. That's much better. 8, negative 10. Go back and plot that. Negative 8, so left 8 and down 10. Much better. Grab your straight edge and extend through those 5 points. Let's make sure you put arrows on the ends, okay, of your graph, and make sure you label it with your original equation. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go to, oh, is that it? Can't be. Do we just have 2 problems in the notes today? I'm in denial. We do. All right, guys, we're going to practice on graphing tomorrow in class. Have a great night.